Get out your lucky rabbit's foot and your 4-leaf clovers, because we've got the 20 luckiest people caught on camera. But before we get to them, keep your luck rolling by subscribing to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. 9 out of 10 Vegas odds makers agree it won't not make you lucky. We say that the people in these clips are the luckiest people alive because they somehow survived crazy, unimaginable situations. But maybe the folks that don't get caught in a cage with a shark or have a sheet of glass fall on them or just barely escape getting hit by a train are even luckier. Either way, you will not believe your eyes when we unleash the 20 luckiest people caught on camera. Baseball is America's pastime. There's nothing quite like going down to the stadium, having a beer, eating some peanuts, and watching the home team take a few swings and narrowly escaping death by decapitation. This guy is so engrossed in not watching the game that he doesn't even realize how close he came to never leaving. Those security cameras on streets throughout the city pick up some crazy things. Here, they uncover an insane near miss as a pedestrian nonchalantly goes about his business, walking down the street. The car loses control and slams into the building, narrowly avoiding the man. Check out one more angle to see just how close this guy came to entering that building through the wall. At a high-altitude gap bridge at a theme park in southwestern China, this tourist's safety harness comes undone halfway through his run. Don't you just hate it when that happens? The tourist doesn't even know that he was freewheeling it until he gets to the very end. Who would have thought that a nice, wholesome, safe activity like running over a high-altitude gap bridge could actually turn out to be dangerous? Here's the thing about train tracks. You have to make sure you're all the way over them before you relax. Anything that's on the tracks could still get hit by a train. That's exactly what happens to this 18-wheeler. The big rig only partially crossed the tracks before a locomotive came careening down and crushed it like a soda can. As you can see, the lucky driver escaped just in the nick of time. If you're feeling lucky and want to test just how lucky you are, there are a couple of ways to do that. You can play the lottery, or maybe just go down to the casino. Or if those options don't float your boat, go to the ocean and dive with great white sharks. This diver sees up close and personal how dangerous these beasts can be as one actually gets in the shark cage with him. The diver makes it out unscathed and heads straight to the casino. Close calls and rifles are never a good mix. Watch this Polish soldier get a close shave on his head as the person behind him blows his hat off. After this military exercise gone awry, he's going to need a new beret and some new pants. You know, the really strange thing about this clip is that those two were the only ones that did it right. Everyone else screwed up by not blowing their partner's hat off. Whale watchers pay big bucks to try and sneak a peek of the big bad mammals of the sea. The trick is to try and get close, but not too close. If the whale is falling on top of you, then that whale is officially too close. This kayaker gets the unexpected whale watching moment of a lifetime, but the whale gets so close it almost lands on her. Hey, has anyone seen Grandpa? Oh, there he is. He's out in the middle of the crosswalk, almost getting smashed by oncoming traffic again. This old man barely makes it out alive as a speeding car grazes him. Make sure you look both ways before you cross the street. And drivers, you know you're supposed to slow down and watch for pedestrians at those crosswalk things, right? This guy sped up. That's the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. When this woman sat down next to her pool to relax and watch her kids swim, the last thing on her mind was surviving disasters. But when an errant tree branch makes an unexpected home in her backyard, her instincts kick in and she hops to safety. After that, her kids just stand there instead of helping her or cleaning up the branch. Come on, kids, does your mom have to do everything around here? Skateboarders and cars have been natural enemies in the wild, dating back for thousands of years. This clip is just one more egregious example as to why. Old blue tie-dye shirt there skates out into the street after a trick, and a car can't be bothered to stop or even swerve out of the way. From the look on the skateboarder's face, you can tell he knows how close he came to going to the great half-pipe in the sky. Don't you just hate it when you're walking along a sidewalk on a sunny day during the afternoon in Saudi Arabia, when all of a sudden, a giant pane of glass falls from the sky and nearly splits you in half? Us too. The guy actually gets hit by the falling glass, but it slides down his side. Had either he or the glass been a few inches to the side, the dude could possibly be two dudes right now. Sports photographers get right there up in the action to get the absolute best shots they can. This gutsy photojournalist got so close they almost came grill to grill with a race car coming around the corner. It's one thing to be lucky enough to get the perfect picture. It's another thing to get lucky and stay alive. Pole vaulting seems pretty simple. You run really fast with a giant pole in your hands. Then you stick it in the ground so it can lift you up and make you jump over an obstacle. Then you land. Well, this guy shows us exactly how dangerous this activity can be. As he is coming over the pole, he almost gets impaled through his chest. We don't know all the technical rules of pole vaulting, but we're pretty sure that if you make yourself a pole vaulter kebab, then you're disqualified. A lot of people don't realize it, but skiing is actually a pretty dangerous sport. Going super fast down a mountain, you have to dodge trees and rocks. You can fall and break an ankle. Oh, and a drone can fall out of the sky and crash onto you. That's almost what happened to skier Marcel Hirscher during the slalom race. One of the drones being used for news coverage dropped from the sky and narrowly missed him. So Formula 1 racing planes are a thing, and this pilot nearly lost his head over a race. Pilot Thom Richard was waiting to take off during the National Championship air race in Reno, Nevada when he noticed his hot stuff racing plane's engine having issues. While he dealt with that, another plane came by and clipped his aircraft, almost taking his head with it in the process. What kind of couple goes to spend date night watching a local building get demolished? The kind that also both narrowly avoid disaster and have flying shrapnel miss making mincemeat out of their heads by mere millimeters. As this crowd gathers to watch a building's implosion, a rock is hurled at hundreds of miles per hour and snakes through the lucky couple's heads. This clip shows that skydiving may not actually be the safe, relaxing hobby that we all thought that it was. After this couple takes their leap of faith, somehow their plane makes its way underneath them. The woman doesn't seem to notice and plays to the camera as her male companion understandably freaks out. The lucky pair manages to pull their chute just in the nick of time before they make contact with the plane's propeller. These will be some selfies to remember. Okay, so you tried skateboarding and it just wasn't for you. It wasn't exciting enough, right? Well, how about this? Take your skateboard and go downhill at nearly uncontrollable speeds into oncoming traffic. Wow, much more dangerous, right? No, actually that's just stupid. Well, that's exactly what this stupid pair does here as they weave in and out of traffic, narrowly missing a head-on collision in the process. And then they get mad at the driver for driving like he was supposed to while they tried to kill themselves. Kids will be kids and bad drivers will be dangerous. This bad driver comes inches from crushing this little girl as she dashes across the sidewalk. Do wild and crazy things just start happening in front of you after you install a dashboard cam in your car? What's the deal?